Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to create a butterfly wing using shellac, CND Shellac Power Polish. We're going to need a couple of items. We're going to be needing the CND additives in pink gold sparkle, green gold sparkle, and shellac in purple purple, Hotsky to Trotsky, and Blackpool. So to start with, obviously on a natural nail we would apply our base coat and cure for 10 seconds, but for the sake of this video I'm using a tip on a stick. So first things first, I'm going to shake my shellac bottles really well to start with. Then I'm going to take my purple purple and I'm going to apply it down the left hand side of the nail. Make sure that we've got a nice thin even coat. And then I'm going to take my Hotsky to Trotsky and I'm going to apply it down the right hand side of the nail. If you do get some of the other colour on your Hotsky to Trotsky brush, don't panic, because you can wipe it off with Disperse. Clean the whole brush off just to make sure that you don't end up polishing your client's nails with purple infused Hotsky to Trotsky, because we don't want that. Now, because these tips are rather large, they're a lot larger than a normal nail, I've had to pick up a little bit more polish. But once I've done that section, I will cure that for 2 minutes in the CND UV lamp. Whoops. Doesn't matter. There's no biggie. Actually, it's going to add to the overall finished effect. So I'm just going to pop that in the UV lamp now. So, as they say on Blue Peter, here's one I've done earlier. As you can see, I fanned through the centre of the two colours just to blend them in a little bit more, but that's not necessary. So, after I've done that, I'm going to take my Blackpool and I'm going to apply this over the whole of this nail that I've just created. But first I need to make sure we get rid of all this fluff. So we want to put the Blackpool on still nice and thin, but we want to make sure that we've got a good coverage on this nail. So that we've covered up that purple and the Hotsky to Trotsky. We're going to let that sit for a couple of seconds, just so that the black gets a chance to settle, and it goes a little bit more. It starts to dry, the solvents start to evaporate slightly, and it makes it a little bit easier for us to work with. Because what we're going to be doing is carving our design out. And it's easier to carve our design out once the shellac has had time to settle. So I've just saturated a pad with IPA or Disperse for us here in the UK. And I'm just taking a small nail art detail brush. I like this square tipped one to do this. Pretty cool. So first we need to position where we want our wing pattern to sit. So for the sake of this one, I think I will go from light to dark. So I'm going to draw my first pattern in with a stylus, which is a tool with a little round ball on the end of it. Just makes it a little bit more precise for you. You could do this with the brush if you're good with your brushes, just to make it a little bit easier for you. If you're just starting out, use your stylus, map out on the nail where your original pattern's going to be, and then we're going to take our brush that's been slightly moistened with disperse, and I'm going to come down from the free edge on one side and swoop round, which is just clearing that pattern out for us. And then again from the other one, up, twist, back down, wipe it off. I'm cleaning my brush as I go, so I haven't got any black pool left on this brush. It's nice and clean, so I'm not going to be dragging the colour. And then down to the final arch, and then swoosh off. Just detail them, clean them off a little bit, make sure that they're all perfect. And you're happy with the pattern that you've created. Then we're going to take our stylus again, and we're going to create some little round circles. This is why it's easier to let this polish sit for a little while, because it won't pull back into the design that you've created. If it's still too wet, it will run back in and fill in the gaps that you've just created. It's very therapeutic. And then, once we're happy with the fact that what we've cleaned out, make sure that it's all nice and free of added colour in the centre. And it's not all pulling back in. Just take your time. We're going to cure this for 2 minutes in the CND UV lamp. So when our design comes out, it will look something like this. So this is when the fun starts. We're going to be using our pink gold sparkle and our green gold sparkle. When working with additives, I always find it easier to pick up our powder from the lid. So that way you've not got the chance of knocking your pot over while you're working. Now, I'm going to take a small nail art brush, detailing brush, and to start with I'm going to be dipping my brush in my green gold sparkle. Make sure I've got a good amount on there. And I'm just gently going to wipe some of the green gold sparkle over the Hotsky to Trotsky areas on the nail. It's just going to add a little bit of luminosity to this design. Just pat it onto the colour and it will stick. Because we've got that inhibition layer there still, it will pick up your additive quite nicely and just lay it down for you. And then our pink gold sparkle is going to go on the other part where the purple is. Now the purple and the Hotsky to Trotsky both have shimmers on their own right, but this is just going to enhance the overall look. And then even stick a little bit into your circles that you've cut out. Once we've done that, we can then go in and apply our top coat. Your top coat is slightly thicker than the colour coats and your base coat. So obviously it's got less solvents in there, so it is slightly thicker. And because it's got to give us our top protection and that mirror-like shine that's hopefully going to stick around for 14 plus days. And then turn the nail, make sure you've got it all covered. And then we're going to pop that in the UV lamp for 2 minutes. After our top coat has cured for 2 minutes, and we've wiped our inhibition layer off with our IPA or disperse, this is the overall finished design that you're going to have created. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Keep tuned for many more tutorials to come.